Welcome, Hoarders. They're going to be playing some more GTA 5. And this testing Tuesday, we're going to be testing the Dinka Jester Classic, aka the Toyota Supra that Paul Walker used in, I believe it was the first Fast and Furious movie. I fixed it up to make it look as much like it as I possibly could. I was actually surprised that they had a decal that looked very, very similar. It's not exactly the same, but it is very similar. Um, for the most part, I have it fully based on that, except for the front bumper. I put the front bumper on that I have on it now because the turbo. I like being able to see that and see it wind up and all that stuff. And before I forget, because usually I announce it at the end of the video, but I'm going to start doing it at the beginning of videos now. Um, Post in the comments down below of a vehicle that you would like to see me test in the next testing Tuesday. And be specific. Don't be like, test the Mustang. Use the in-game vehicle names, because if you say test the Mustang, that could be like 4 different vehicles, like the Dominator GTX, the Rapid GT Classic, the Ellie. Like, all of those vehicles could be a Mustang. So be specific, put what vehicle you want me to test. Um, all the ones I just mentioned, I've already tested, though. And just post one if I already tested it, I will just ignore it, most likely, in the nicest way possible. But today, we're going to be talking about the Jester Classic, which I really do like this car, especially considering I could get it to look so closely like the Toyota Supra from Fast and Furious. There's actually a couple on the show. There was this one, and then there was later on a couple white ones, I believe. It might have just been one white one. But yeah, I do really like this car. I haven't had it that long, but another thing that I forgot to mention, that this is not exactly the same as the real life version, is the exhaust is on the left hand side instead of the right hand side, and it is a single exhaust. I looked up several reference pictures, so I got it fairly close, and the rims are pretty close too. It's just the angle of the pegs are a little bit different, or the spokes. However, I wouldn't consider these spokes though, being that spokes are more of a cylinder shaped object in a rim. I don't know exactly how you would describe it, but you guys, I'm sure, know what I'm talking about. What else? The headlights are not exactly the same either. I did get the best fitting ones, which are the stock ones. The taillights are pretty close to the real life thing. They're actually pretty close looking in general. Other than that, there's no other look factors I can think of. Performance, it's lacking a little bit. It's not extremely fast by the feel of it. I'm sure it's in the top 25 in the when we take it to the test track. Braking, I never really worry about braking, but it feels like it's pretty good on this. I'd say 75% of what most vehicles have in this game. Steering, the back end likes to come out a bit. I'm sure this could be a good drift car. I haven't taken it anywhere to attempt to just do drifts. I've only had it for a couple days at this point, so I'm not extremely used to it yet, but I am definitely, without a doubt, going to keep this. And I think I might start back up my like movie collection garage with like this. I have the Ford Escort from Fast and Furious. I've gotten rid of the Superbird, or the Charger Daytona, the Dodge Charger Daytona, the like maroon one from one of the last Fast and Furious movies. mostly because I didn't use it, and it was taking up space. But I still have most of the cars that I had, but I'd also add like the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am that I have, and what else do I have? I have the Back to the Future DeLorean, Speed Racer, all that stuff, which I might do. I kind of want to do a garage walkthrough again with you guys. I did it like 2 years ago, but I haven't done it since that. Like, I haven't done an updated version. That was back when you could only own 2 or 3 garages, I believe. So now we have a lot more than that, so there's a lot more cars to show. And I think a lot of you guys would like how they look. But now, I can't really think of anything else to say about this, so let's head on over to the test track and see what we can get with it. One of the reasons that I brought up about, like, saying the Vapid Dominator instead of a Ford Mustang, is so there's a lot less confusion. I just wanted to clarify that because it could mean so many different cars. Mostly I'm saying it, though, because my last video, someone said in the comments to do the Mazda RX-7, but as far as I'm aware, there's no vehicle that is based on the Mazda RX-7, other than there's a slight resemblance in the front bumper on the, what is it, the Bravado Hamina, why can't I remember, the Banshee, which is the video that I did it on. So I'm assuming that the person who made the comment was trying to say that the Banshee was the Mazda RX-7, which, in my opinion, it clearly is not, mostly because I go by what the majority of the vehicle is, not just because the front bumper looks similar, whereas the other 98% of the car is clearly Viper. Different years of Vipers, though, all mixed together. Yes, I do agree that the front bumper does look like a Mazda RX-7, but I go by the majority of the car. So that's my take on that. So that's why I don't want the real-life versions of cars mixed in with this. I'm kind of going away from that now because people always disagree. It does not matter if the vehicle is 100% a certain vehicle or not. People are going to still say things and be wrong about it. I know of a lot of cars, and I have eyeballs, and I can tell what looks like what. Like, this is clearly a Toyota Supra. So don't go in the comments, oh, it's a 1994 Camaro. No. Okay, we got 2 minutes, 14.970 seconds. I'm not sure how quick that is, so let's take it over to the leaderboard and see where we placed. On the test track, the Dinka Jester Classic finished in 37th place at 2 minutes, 14.970 seconds, right behind the Pegasus Furnace, which is a pretty good time. It ended up coming slower than what I thought. I assumed, or I guessed, that it was going to come within the top 25. 37's close, I guess. You could consider it close. But it's just not... It doesn't go that fast in a straight line, which I'm pretty sure is the issue. The handling I don't see as a big problem, but it just doesn't have a good top speed or acceleration, which I think is the big fault that this has, which will show when we get to the drag track, which actually, let's head over there right now. Okay, now we're at the drag track. I think we're gonna get, I don't know, it's hard to judge these, especially when you have like 110 other cars that you've tested. And while I'm thinking of it, I recently made a playlist for like oldest to newest videos, all in order, all 600 and probably 616 right now. I'm guessing it's a little over 600 though. Okay, we got 24.693 seconds. I don't believe that's a very good time, but either way, let's go over the leaderboard and see where we placed. This time on the drag track, it did slightly better. It tied in 30th place with the Garage Cheetah Classic at 24.693 seconds. It did do a little better on the drag track. I don't really know what part of this really helped it. It might have been that it has better acceleration than most cars, but it's still not like mind-blowing acceleration. Like one of the best accelerating cars that I can think of is the Cyclone. That thing is four-wheel drive and it's electric motor, so you go fast right off the line. However, usually if you have good acceleration, you have a bad top speed, which this car seems to not have great of either one. It's kind of in the middle for both, so it's not great, but as far as me wanting to keep the car, I'm definitely going to keep it. I may end up changing the paint in the future. I still probably won't. I'll probably keep it the way it is now because I like how it looks. But don't forget to post in the comments down below a vehicle you'd like to see me test in the next Testing Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. And if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to watch one of my previous, next, and related videos, and don't forget to check out my other social medias in the description down below.